Ще не вмерла України, ні слава, ні воля.
Hi, it's Jonathan, and welcome back to our 4th anniversary rally for Ukraine. Today I'll show you some more events from the House of Ukraine's rally on the 22nd of February 2026. Scott Martell, the CEO and founder of the Brighter Ukraine Foundation, gave a speech about the importance of advocacy for Ukraine. In this video I'll show you the speech. Now, let's begin.
Scott? Good afternoon, San Diego. As Alexander said, we are here to remind everyone that the war in Ukraine is still going on every day, every night. I also want to bring attention to this time of year. This time of February is a particularly solemn time for Ukrainians. Alexander mentioned that this war started 12 years ago, and he is right. You see, 12 years ago this week was the culmination of something that has now become known as the Revolution of Dignity. A time when the government of Ukraine took a turn that the people did not like and did not approve of. Being the freedom and democracy-loving people that they are, they took to the streets to make their voices heard. What started out as peaceful protests culminated in a severe crackdown by the government authorities that led to beatings of protesters, that eventually led to even shootings of protesters. All in all, this last couple of days is when Ukraine remembers the murder of 107 protesters in that Revolution of Dignity. What these martyrs are now known affectionately as the Heavenly 100. These are Ukrainian heroes who died for freedom and democracy. The same things that Ukraine fights for today. Now, the people in Ukraine were successful in ousting their pro-Russian government. But of course, in that moment of political weakness and political vacuum, Russia saw their opportunity and they moved in and took Crimea and moved troops into the eastern Donbass regions of Ukraine. So, like Alexander said, this war is not new. It's been going on for 12 years now, 12 bloody years of Russian aggression. As he also said, in 2 days, we commemorate the 4th anniversary of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. An invasion that Russia thought would be over quickly, that even the American strategists and politicians thought would be over in 3 days. Of course, here we are 4 years later. Now, that's not to say that this has been an easy 4 years. It has been a disastrous 4 years. It has been a bloody 4 years. This has been 4 years of waging war against an enemy bent on pure genocide, bent on destroying the Ukrainian nation, destroying the Ukrainian people. This is an enemy that this week alone has launched more than 1,300 drone strikes against Ukraine, more than 1,400 guided aerial bombs, and 96 missiles, including cruise missiles and ballistic missiles, almost entirely against civilian targets. This is an enemy that has made that their modus operandi. This is what they do. They're not fighting a war against the Ukrainian military. They're fighting a war against the Ukrainian people. against the average men and women and children of Ukraine. They routinely bomb and shell churches, hospitals, schools, playgrounds, shopping malls. They can't even explain it away and excuse it away by saying that something went off course. Just yesterday, Russian drone operators dropped an explosive that injured 2 brothers. Okay, as if that's not bad enough, those 2 brothers were then en route to the hospital in an ambulance, and what did the Russians do? They hit the ambulance with a kamikaze drone. They made sure that those 2 brothers died. Also, just in the early hours this morning, there was a terrorist attack in Lviv. Typical Russian style, double tap. Make something happen, draw as many first responders in as you can, and then hit them again. They've done this over and over and over again, especially these last 4 years. Now, may I remind you, they are not hitting military targets. They're hitting ambulances, firefighters, police officers, paramedics, first responders that help civilians. How many civilians must die in this conflict? How many children must die? Countless children have been wounded in this conflict, both physically, psychologically, and emotionally. More than 20,000 Ukrainian children have been abducted and illegally deported into Russia during this conflict. Russia brags about this. They brag that the number is higher. They say that they've liberated these children. Liberated them by removing them from their families and from their homeland. Re-educating them to teach them that they're no longer Ukrainian. Even putting them in training and putting them back in the military to fight against their homeland. Countless war crimes committed by Russia against the Ukrainian people. This is nothing short of genocide. So, how do we fight this? How do we stand against this genocidal Russian aggression? I will tell you how. By standing together. Every week we're here, just like Alexander said, inviting everyone here in San Diego and everyone else who can hear us across the internet and beyond to stand with Ukraine. What does that mean? There are so many ways you could stand with Ukraine. One of the most important things you can do to stand with Ukraine is to simply be visible. Fly a Ukrainian flag. Buy a Ukrainian t-shirt. Put one of those decorative rings around your profile picture on Facebook. Make sure that it is visible to anyone who can see that you support Ukraine. Your example of being visible will encourage others to also be visible. And that is important because when we are visible, it is obvious that we are united. And we are united in our strength. And strength is what we need. This war will not be decided in peace talks in Geneva hotels. This war will be decided only on the battlefield. Only by a decisive Ukrainian victory against Russia. Russia is not interested in peace. They have shown that time and again. Russia increases attacks on civilians leading up to every single peace talk. Russia makes maximalist demands at every peace talk and then blames any limit on progress on Ukraine. If Russia was actually serious about wanting peace, all they would have to do is to get out of Ukraine and go home to Russia. The war would be over. Nothing will stop Putin and his Russian aggression besides total defeat. We can give them that defeat. We can defeat Russia economically and militarily, but we have to stand together. So, I implore you, in whatever way you see fit, make it visible that you stand with Ukraine. Once you've made it visible, make it audible as well. That means raising your voice. When you hear people spouting Russian propaganda, counter them with the truth. Whether that's your friends, whether that's your family at a holiday gathering, whether that's strangers in line at the grocery store. Be visible and then be audible. Part of being audible is calling, emailing, writing letters, whatever, communicating with your elected representatives. There are bills in Congress right now as we speak, ready for a vote. One such that Oleksandr mentioned being the Peace Through Strength Against Russia Act. These are bills that require stronger sanctions against Russia, secondary sanctions on nations that continue to do business with Russia, closing off loopholes that corporations and countries use to get around sanctions, and insisting on the return of abducted Ukrainian children. Call your congressman, call your senator. Tell them that you expect them to stand with Ukraine. Tell them that you expect them
Now finally you told me.
our strength, because that is the only thing that is going to be at all acknowledged or respected by Russia. Strength, not weakness. Whatever you do, as I always say, please don't just do nothing. Every effort is applaudable. Every effort means something. Even if you only donate $1 as a donation to get a little American flag or a Ukrainian flag from our table up here, every dollar goes straight to Ukraine. It only takes $20 to buy a tourniquet, guaranteed to save someone's life. Imagine that. You can guaranteed save someone's life for $20. If you can't afford $20, that's fine. Give $1. If you can't afford to give $1, that's also fine. Like I said, be visible and be audible, but stand with Ukraine all the same. Thank you for your time. Slava Ukraini!
Героям слава!
Thank you, Scott. Thank you very much. Thank you. Stand with Ukraine.
Stand with Ukraine.
Stand with Ukraine.
Stand with Ukraine.
Ukraine wins, America wins.
Ukraine wins, America wins.
Ukraine wins, the world wins.
Ukraine wins, the world wins.
Security, not surrender.
Security, not surrender.
Security, not surrender.
Security, not surrender.
Peace through strength.
Peace through strength.
Peace through strength.
Peace through strength.
Russia is a terrorist state.
Russia is a terrorist state.
Putin is a war criminal.
Putin is a war criminal.
Stop Putin. Stop the war.
Stop Putin. Stop the war.
Stop genocide of Ukrainians.
Stop genocide of Ukrainians.
Save Ukrainian children.
Save Ukrainian children.
Bryce?
And now we have seen Scott's speech in support of Ukraine. Here, Scott commemorated the 12th anniversary of the Revolution of Dignity, which concluded on the 23rd of February 2014, and the 4th anniversary of the current invasion of Ukraine, which began on the 24th of February 2022. I encourage you to follow his advice in speaking out for Ukraine. In the next video, I'll show you another speech, this time by my friend Bryce, who also has a song for us. For now, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and click the bell icon for future notifications on my next videos. For now, I'm Jonathan Lombardi, and this has been Trident.
Ще не Ще нам, браття українці, усміхнеться доля. Згинуть наші горіченьки, як роса на сонці. Запанує ми, браття, у